So Pastor Wade Rose, thank you for coming all the way back to your home church, your first church maybe to be a pastor on Church Avenue. So thank you very much for your time and attention as we get into some questions, a bit more than what is in the Quaterly currently, the series that we were talking about. The fourth in the series of studies for this year on turning or transforming vision into reality. This last series to deal with, I'm happy to be here with you. I know you, if you could introduce yourself though to those who may not know who Pastor Wade Rose is.
Yes, Pastor Brand, thank you for the opportunity to be on this set today to talk about Quaterlys, and I guess of the various roles that I have played over the years, perhaps the one that relates to why we're here is that I'm the author of the Quaterlys for the General Conference, the adult Sabbath School Quaterlys, all 4 Quaterlys, the whole series for 2017. With some help with a couple of the lessons, but primarily I have authored them, and I am certainly pleased to be able to talk about these lessons, and let's go for it.
So first lesson, we can't keep it to ourselves about a group of lepers, right, that after they found food and among other things, they couldn't keep it to themselves, and they were so motivated to share what they have found. And in fact, you did mention that should be the way that we are motivated to share Christ, because the great thing that we have found, that is what really drives us to share with others. But there are some Christians that are mostly motivated by the concept, which I'm sure you have heard, to add more stars to my crown. So what is the difference in having the motivation of I can't keep this to myself is so great, and the motivation of, you know what, I want to add as many stars as possible to my crown?
Thank you for that question. It's very insightful, very important as we approach lesson 1 in this series. There are all kinds of motivation for evangelism. There are people who are in Bible college, who are being trained in evangelism, who go out to share their faith simply because they have to meet a quota. You know, hey, would you accept Christ, please, right now so I can fill out my form? The best reason to do that, I should say the best motivation for evangelism is a sense of genuine gratitude for the grace that you have discovered. And that's what happened with these 10 lepers, or however many they were. Israel was going through a severe famine. These lepers are even worse because they are not able to mingle with the regular society. They are outcasts. And somehow in their wandering around, they stumbled upon this camp after a battle where there was all the spoil left over, and they found food. Wow, this is the best thing that could ever happen to them. They found a treasure. And as they were enjoying the food, they suddenly became convicted. You know, it's not right for us to be enjoying this stuff while our people are starving. We got to go back. We can't keep this to ourselves. And so they ran back to hometown and informed the king. And I want to suggest that it's the same thing. Can you imagine discovering a cure for cancer and keeping it to yourself? The motivation for these lepers is their gratitude for the grace of God, and that should be our motivation, not that if I share my faith, I'll get more stars on my crown. You will, but that's not the motivation. The motivation is, for all that He's done for me, I just can't keep this to myself. And we need to make that difference as we approach this lesson.
So it is a great lesson to learn that the motivation should be that I really can't keep this to myself. So how does this topic or lesson fit into the overall effort to educate the church about the 10-point vision of the church, and why did you choose to include this in this series of lessons?
The vision of the conference comes together under the word vibrant. Our desire is to cultivate more and more a vibrant Church of God Seventh-day, a church prepared to meet the challenges of the 21st century. A big part of that is cultivating a people who are somehow, what's the word? They're excited. They have a deep inner motivation to tell everybody they can about Jesus Christ. And so this first lesson, we can't keep it to ourselves. It's there on purpose. The intention is to begin with the whole issue of motivation. The whole issue, just to lay it all out there, that the reason why Jesus calls us to share our faith with other people is that we cannot afford to have something that good and keep it inside. So that's how it fits into the overall vision. And how it fits into this quarterly is because as we begin to, lay out these lessons on evangelism, that's the place you begin.